the meeting today. So if you do have a staff that can't attend, this will be recorded for them to watch at a later date.
And for anybody who may need transcription, there is that availability. There's live transcription on the call, so.
All right, well, let's get started. If you do know me, hello, my name is Amanda Bear. I've been working at JWB for about 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in April. I'm a program evaluator with JWB, and I also would like Joanne to also introduce herself before we start as well.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Joanne Delernia. I'm the Associate Manager of Performance and Evaluation. I've been at JWB for 7 years now, and I'm happy to talk to you guys this morning about our OST survey.
All right. Also, just want to welcome you if some of you may have are familiar with the OST survey and have done it for many years. Some of you might be new to it, so I just want to say welcome. Are you guys, Joanna, is the screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure. So today we're just going to be talking about why we do the survey, how to prepare to administer the survey, and then all of the details of administering the survey, the who, the what, the when, the where, and the how. And then we will wrap up with how you will finish once the surveys are done. And then we'll have a Q&A section at the end. So the purpose of our OST survey, we do it once a year. It's important for us to understand really how your programs are making a difference. And so we do understand that not one survey can tell us everything that we need to know, but it does give us a good understanding of your participants' satisfaction in the program. And we also hope that you as a program can use the data, review it with your staff, and make informed decisions with the information in the data as well. So it captures participants' experience in the program to help identify program strengths and areas for improvement. And then you'll see listed on the slide here, the questions are kind of broken down into categories. One being academics, leadership, healthy choices are some of the options here. And then our evaluation team reports out on the data from this survey. It is one of your program's performance outcomes. So that's another purpose of the survey as well. All right. We do, like I said, we do the survey once a year. We did recently change the administration month from May to April. So April is new for this this year. And we did that for a couple different reasons. We One of which being end of year FAST assessments. Those are done in May. So hopefully switching to the April time period will help you guys kind of avoid students taking the FAST assessment and then also taking the survey in your program. It's done electronically at your program site and with a list of eligible participants that will be provided by our team. And then it asks 3 demographic questions: grade, gender, and grade at program start. And then it goes into 8 survey questions. Those 8 survey questions kind of break down into different levels. All right, going into more of the survey overview. So the first page of the survey link will ask participants to assent to the survey, which really means to agree to answer the survey questions. It is the participant's choice if they select yes or no to complete the survey. If they select yes, it will take them to the survey questions. If they select no, it will just take them to the submit button at the end of the survey. Assenting to take the survey and agreeing to take the survey is completely voluntary. So what we don't want is any participant rewarded or punished for taking the survey. It really should be completely voluntary on the participant's end. All right. Only one answer can be picked per line. All lines must have something selected, even if they pick do not want to answer. And the system will prompt them if they miss a line. At the end of the survey, they must hit submit. If they don't, the response will not be counted. So that's important to note. So you guys as providers are responsible for administering the OST survey to your eligible participants, but we do help guide you in this process, and we have some training resources, materials that we send out to you all to help. One of them is the Survey Administration Handbook. And this is just a complete overview of the survey administration process. And then we also provide a link to the survey. It comes from a website called Key Survey. So that's something to look out for. And then we also give a QR code that will link straight to the survey link. You'll also get a OST survey reference copy. This is just a draft copy of the survey itself. Just know that the survey is online. So if you print a version of the reference copy, it's purely just for reference. You shouldn't be having any of your participants take the survey on pen and pencil. And then lastly, you'll get a list of your eligible participants. Only those that are on the list should be asked to take the survey. And then those eligibility lists will be uploaded to SharePoint prior to April 1st, which I do realize is Monday.
It seems as if
which is tomorrow.
And if Amanda, you froze. So
yeah.
Could you just say that again, please?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you will be given a list of eligible participants. Only those that are on that list should be asked to take the survey. Those eligibility lists will be put on SharePoint prior to April 1st, which is Monday. And that's the first day of the administration period for the survey. Those will be uploaded by Friday, which is tomorrow, so that you guys have time to print them before Monday. If you don't have access to SharePoint, your program directors will share the list with you. And so those are the materials that we will provide to you guys to help with the administration process. This is an example of what the QR code will look like. We do have one specific for NFCs and one specific for our OST programs. I just want to note that the QR code should never be used outside of your program hours or provided, emailed, or texted to your participants, as the survey really needs to be completed while the participant is at your program. So if a student can access the QR code and complete it at home or outside of program hours, there's the possibility that parents can fill out the survey, and we really do not want that. So just remember that QR codes should only be used during program hours. And the QR code will become live on Monday. Great. When you get your eligibility list on SharePoint, it'll look a little something like this. It'll have your program name, first and last name of the eligible participant that can take the survey, and then a spot for them to sign and date. So after they take the survey, they will need to sign it and date it. All right. So some eligibility criteria. The participants that are on that eligibility list, a couple of different eligibility criteria they need to meet. They need to be enrolled prior to the month of January, and this is just so that they've had experience in the program for several months so that they feel comfortable being able to answer the questions. Enrolled in grades 3 to 12, so no kindergartners, no first graders, no second graders should be taking this survey.
I'm sorry to Amanda, just sorry to interrupt for a second. Due to how the data needed to be pulled for your eligibility lists, we are going to be looking at ages 8 and older, not necessarily by grade. So that's just a slight change.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Joanne. And then they will also have to be attending the program during the month of April. If there's a student on the eligibility list that is no longer attending your program, we ask that you just cross their name out on the list. All right. Preparing and things to do prior to administration. You'll need to print the eligibility list. We recommend storing it in a binder or a clipboard with a pen. A copy should be printed for each of your sites and kept throughout the month. Setting up computers is important before you have the kids take the test, and it's also, we recommend that you bookmark the link on each device. That helps just with the speed of getting the survey completed. And then we make a plan on how to spread out the surveys throughout the month. This is especially important if you have a lot of students or a lot of groups taking the survey. We recommend setting a weekly reminder to check on your progress as well. All right, and then we're going to go into some administration points for the survey. Joanne is going to take over.
Thanks, Amanda. So the administration period for the OST survey is April 1st through April 30th. The link and the QR code that we provide to you will only work during these dates. So we need to make sure that all of our eligible participants are being surveyed within this time period. We don't provide extensions to this time period. So if you don't survey everybody, if you don't get those in, you will not be provided with an extension. This is the only valid month that those links will work. So as we keep saying, the survey needs to be completed electronically on your program devices or within your program if you're going to be using the QR code. And again, only participants who are on that eligibility list should be asked to take the survey. So there are potentially participants that are active in your program that are not going to be eligible to take the survey. So be conscious of that. Don't just have everybody take it. We're looking for specific criteria. And the reason for having this specific criteria is that we want to make sure that the responses that we're receiving from your participants are informed about your program so that you get the best information back as well. Next slide, please. So what we're going to ask you to do is, as Amanda said, we recommend that you bookmark that link. And we're going to ask you to pull up the survey link prior to inviting a participant to take that survey. This just helps with the administration. It helps them have the survey readily available to them. They don't have to go and search for it. The survey takes approximately 10 to 15 minutes. It really depends on how fast your kids can read, how fast they respond to the survey. Some kids are going to say, yes, I'll take that survey and, just Christmas tree it. We hope that they don't do that. And I would encourage you to speak to your participants and encourage them not to Christmas tree it and actually answer the questions thoughtfully. This information provides not only JWB with information about your program, but it helps you understand where your successes are from your kids' perspectives and where your real areas of improvement can be. Well, welcome. So we're also going to have, we ask that the eligible participants only take the survey once. It is a completely anonymous survey, so we don't know who has submitted a survey response or not. So we're not able to tell you if a participant has taken it or not. This is why we ask for signatures on that eligibility list. It helps you track the participants who have taken the survey or not. We can tell you how many participants have taken your survey, but not specifically who. And then we also encourage the participants to take the survey independently. This is because we don't want their answers influenced by their parents, by their peers, by staff. We just want their honest responses to the survey. So all participants, assenting or not, should click submit at the end of the survey. So as Amanda said, the first page of the survey is going to ask the question, do you want to participate? Do you want to answer these questions? If the participant says yes, they will be taken to the list of questions. If the participant says no, they will be taken to the end of the survey. They have to click submit. If the submit button is not clicked, then we don't actually ever get the responses in the survey. So it's very essential for the validity of the survey for that submit button to be clicked. We do ask that after clicking submit that the participants sign and date that eligibility list. And again, this is in order to help you understand who has or has not taken that survey. And then we ask that eligibility list be uploaded to SharePoint, scanned and uploaded to SharePoint by the 15th of May. This is to help us understand how the administration of the survey has gone. So if you have a participant who is struggling to understand a question on the survey or understand what is being asked, we ask that you use the printed copy of the survey provided to help them review the question. This is so that you don't necessarily see their answers or their responses, or the participants feel that their answers are still private to them. So if you review that question on the printed copy, you can see the question, you'll see all the response options, and you can go through with them to help them understand what the question is asking. If they are having trouble reading the question, we ask that you read the question to the participant one at a time and have them answer, and then read the next question as well. And there are certain scripts within our OST survey handbook that you can use to help participants understand or respond to the questions. So what about the results of the survey? So preliminary results shall be emailed to your program directors in June. Preliminary results are going to include the number of people who took the surveys and kind of a generalized like percentage of what the positive or negative responses are. It's not going to be further analyzed by the time that we send the responses in June. We will aim to share more detailed responses in July that will talk more thoroughly about the subsections that Amanda presented at the beginning of this to give you an understanding of what your positive responses are by subsection. All right, so that's it. We were just wondering now, we have a question and answer period. If you do have a question, we ask that you raise your hand so that way everyone can hear you, or you can always feel free to use the chat and put your question in there. And we look like we have a question from Brittany Harrelson. You can feel free to take yourself off mute.
Hi, yes. So I had a quick question because I'm the data analyst for our organization. For the scripts that are provided, does that include a script for how we would describe the survey to members, just so we can keep that standard and protect the validity of the data that we get?
Great question. So yes, there is some description within that handbook as to like identify the survey, but we're also working on a video that you can show to your participants that will also help describe the survey to them, which we would then share with you. We're hoping that it's going to be ready by Monday. It is not ready yet. And if it's not ready by Monday, we will send it to you guys as soon as it is, but there is a script in the handbook.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Jessica Evans, you have your hand up now.
I actually have two questions. This is my first year doing the survey, so I'm trying to make sure I understand everything. When will the list be uploaded to SharePoint? Will that be you said by Monday?
Yes, definitely by Monday. We have the lists currently. I have the data. I just need to prepare those lists for you and get those into SharePoint. So
okay. Will we be notified when it's uploaded, or just should we check Monday?
I would definitely check Monday, but yes, we will notify everybody.
Okay, and then how closely can we monitor while they're taking the, I mean, obviously we have to be in the room with them. We have to keep ratio, but like, should we follow up with them to make sure they're doing it correctly and like hitting the submit button?
I would definitely follow up with your participants to make sure that they're hitting the submit button. And other than that, I mean, I would say ask them, monitor if they don't, I think asking the question, oh, did you agree to participate? And then did you answer all the questions, things like that.
I just didn't know if like we should be over their shoulder or like on.
I would say try to give them some privacy. They're asking what's like an example of one of the questions is, do you feel supported by the staff? Right. Okay. So if they're actually not feeling supported by the staff, but a staff member is like looking over their shoulder, they may not feel comfortable answering that type of question, honestly.
Yeah.
So we just want to make sure that they feel comfortable to honestly respond to the questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Penny Kelly, I see your hand up.
Hi there. Excuse me. Sorry. We have a few students that participate that are Spanish speaking. They don't know too much English. Will this be available in Spanish?
Unfortunately, the survey is not translated into Spanish. It is only available currently in English. So in those scenarios, if you have someone who is a dual language speaker, I would encourage maybe them sitting down with a staff member who is a dual language speaker.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, I'm not seeing any other hands, and let me just check the chat. I don't see I see Amanda has been answering some questions in the chat. Is there any that have been missed, Amanda? Or would they be good to be read out loud?
Let's see. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything, but yes, your list will be on SharePoint by Monday and we will notify you. A couple of people are asking if they'll get the PowerPoint. You'll get the OST handbook, and the information that's in that PowerPoint we just shared is also in the handbook. So, and then we will email out the recording to you guys, and you guys can share with additional staff members. And please put any questions in the chat too if you don't want to unmute and speak. Anyone have any other additional questions?
Penny Kelly, I still see your hand up. Do you have an additional question or no? Okay.
All right, wonderful. Well, I just want to say thank you again for joining us, and we hope that this was a little refresher. Oh, I do see another question in the chat.
The ages for the survey are going to be 8 and older, up until your max age in the program.
You are welcome. Perfect. Any other lingering questions? And
feel free to always reach out to your assigned evaluator. That's either going to be myself, Amanda, or Giselle Feliciano, to ask further questions. We're always available to help you with the survey administration.
At the bottom of the OST handbook, there's also a contact list. So you'll see Joanne, myself, and Giselle's name, email, and phone number. If you have any questions for us, please, like Joanne said, please reach out.
And I would say in general, usually email is the best way to reach any of us. We do tend to be in a lot of meetings. So sometimes we're not able to answer phone calls, but we can always get back to you via email.
And I can put in the chat as well our emails.
Thank you.
But yes, thank you guys all for joining us. We hope the survey administration goes well at your sites. We hope moving the survey from May to April is helpful. And then if you guys have any feedback or questions, please let us know. And like Joanne said, we do have an exciting video coming. It's short, it's like 30-45 seconds. It wasn't ready for the time of this meeting, but it will be ready for you guys to show your participants before they take the survey. So we're excited to show you guys that as well. But yeah, thank you guys all. I think if no further questions, enjoy your Thursday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks.